Hey, what's going on YouTube? LMC here. Long time no see. Hey, just figured I'd do a short video on this Hall of Heroes. There's not a lot of videos out here to help people along, so just figured I'd show my team. Maybe it'll help a couple people. So this is it. This is Vertihil, Perna, Galleon, Briand, Basalt. Of course, it's not a free-to-play team. I always get those comments, how are you free to play and you're showing all these monsters? Well, I've been playing the game for 2 years, so most of my team builds are not free to play anymore. But this is full auto B3. Maybe some of these monsters you do have and you can incorporate in your teams. Basically, if they're good on this team, they're going to be good on other teams as well. So if you have these monsters, definitely work on them for future Hall of Heroes. Most of these monsters are good for a lot of other content too. So if you're lucky enough to pull them, they're worth building. I'll show my runes right after this run is finished. One thing with Hall of Heroes, it always speeds things up and increases your success rate, even if you're autoing the dungeon most of the time. Um, just selecting one monster to take out first, and that's usually, in this case, it seems to be the Wind Horus. If you take him out first, it speeds things up quite a bit. So it's not a bad idea if you're paying attention to select one monster. Make sure you're just not battling three and taking their hit points down collectively. So Vertihil, everybody wants. If you don't already have a Vertihil, that's going to be one of your most wanted monsters. He's got the speed lead. He increases the entire party's attack bar. Everybody knows that. Perna's got a passive heal. So I was running a team that's faster with Perna, and I wasn't taking Basalt. So Perna was my only healer, doing 10% passive heal. That was a pretty quick run. I'll show the runes here, doing only 10% passive heal, and it was pretty successful, but about one every 5 times it wasn't successful on full auto. So for me, I wanted to make sure if you take that 1 out of 5 times, that's a wasted 5 minutes, and you average those 5 minutes to all your runs, that increases your run time by like about a minute per run just from that failure. Plus you lose that energy. It's going to cost you more crystals. So to me, it wasn't worth it. It was worth taking a little bit slower time, taking Basalt in the mix, who made it so it was 100% success rate. You can do a similar thing with a lot of monsters like Bella. You can try Belladion's a good substitute for Basalt if you're not lucky enough to pull him. He's a 3-star dark monster, so a lot of people won't have him, a lot of people will have him. Anyways, Brienne's great for basically all Hall of Heroes. I haven't run across a Hall of Heroes who I haven't used Brienne in. Brienne does the revive that shares hit points across all your monsters. So usually one of your monsters gets nuked. So you can afford to share some hit points, especially if you have somebody like Bella or Perna or Chaesoon who has a 10 to 20% heal. That'll heal the rest of your party up. So it's basically a full heal, a full revive with a heal to all your monsters. It's very safe for PvE. Anyways, let's take a look at the runes real quick. And I want to do a monster showcase. You can tell if you've been following me for any length of time that I've gotten quite a few good pulls and I've changed my runes around. I want to show what I use each monster for, and maybe that'll help some people out in the future. This is my big monster pull lately, Ritesh. Amazing monster. Um, just got him 4 days ago, so I just 6-starred him right away. Used all my Devilmon I've been saving for him. Anyways, so Vertihil, you can build him a bunch of ways for new free-to-play players. Normally you'd put hit point percent on this slot 6. For me, I'm using him for the double Tark team, and so I wanted the most attack possible, increase my runs and success rate in that particular team as much as possible. But these are the stats for him. You can check them out, compare them to yours if you have any desire to do so. This is Hall of Heroes, so it's only going to go on for 3 days, so you're not going to build a team specifically for Hall of Heroes. I'm just kind of showing my monsters a little bit. Galleon, again, he's being used on the double Tark team, so he's a little squishier than he used to be. I threw an attack percent rune here. The thing with Galleon, you just want high accuracy. You want him to be speedy too. You want him to, he's gonna, you know, that AoE defense break plus attack buff, that increases your run time for a lot of dungeons, not just this Hall of Heroes. What were my other monsters? I had Perna here. You know, Perna's rune attack, crit damage, attack. Violent is still an OP rune set I'm using on all my monsters. These are the stats. Perna's got pretty decent stats, only 60% crit rate, but really high attack. Brienne, you want super tanky. You do not want to lose your Brienne whenever you're using Brienne in an auto team like this. So my Brienne is hit point, hit point, hit point, lots of hit points. Tons of hit points. Some speed, not really. Accuracy's good for Brienne as well, so I got 43. What was Basalt? My Basalt's tanked, runed pretty well. 100% accuracy. That's going to decrease the attack bar of the enemies. Super speedy. Just a normal TOA monster build. You want full, you know, high accuracy. You want speed. Let's see. Some people build Basalt with defense percent stats. Some people build them with hit point percent stats for the extra heal. I haven't settled on one, but I kind of like hit points a little bit for what I use Basalt for. I'm not using him as a damage monster. I don't use him for offense PvP at all. So if I was, I would probably put defense percent on there to get the higher attack off of his third skill. So hit point percent or defense percent, I don't think it really matters for this Hall of Heroes. You're not getting defense broken. That's another thing for most Hall of Heroes. Veramos here, he's usually a key player, and he is pretty good for this Hall of Heroes, but for this one, you're not seeing as many debuffs on your own team as some previous Hall of Heroes. The debuffs that are the crippling ones, you know, you get a few of them that Veramos can cleanse, and he cleanses one debuff every turn, which makes him ideal for auto teams. I'm sure a lot of people are using him for giants, dragons. He's a great 5-star anyways. He's not as useful for this Hall of Heroes as he has been in the past. So just wanted to point that out. I'm going to end the video. If you're still subscribed to my channel, thank you. I applaud you. Really appreciate it. I want to get some more videos out, but summertime and especially fall time, super busy. Again, if I do another video, it's going to be to showcase my monsters and what I currently use each of them for, so it can give some new to mid-game players an idea if they get a good pull, if that's really a good pull, and what an end-game build can be for that monster, whether it be for PvP, because I have builds for everything. I have builds for Arena, Guild Wars, offense, defense on both, all three of the B10 dungeons. Hall of Heroes, I do hard mode, so, and Rift of Worlds now, and there's going to be live PvP, which I have a couple monsters ruined up just as like backups if I see certain builds. I haven't done a lot of live PvP, but that's what I want to do. I want to do a monster showcase to show, okay, this is basically, these can be used for all these types of activities, and if they're good for multiple uses. A lot of these monsters I'm only using them for single use. Like my Fire Ninetail Shiwa. Single use, Gibraltar basically single use. It's nice to have these monsters in case I do run across like a super wind heavy team and I need an extra attacker. I know Gibraltar's got huge dots, kind of like Orochi. Something like that. That's what I'm looking at doing a video for anyways. Hopes you got something out of the video. Talk to you guys later, and stay cool. It's been a hot summer. LMC signing out for now.